The secret to the Moran Empire's reign for over 100 years is its protection by a sacred beast. The sacred beast that protects the empire is raised by the imperial heir and comes to see its caretaker as a parent. When the sacred beast transforms into a human, it becomes extremely dependent on its parent. Lily let out a big yawn. I smell mommy. Lily paced the room, annoyed. Mommy's a princess, but she's always so busy. I just want to play with her every day. Lily had also heard some nasty rumors. Many people call my mom a wicked woman, a witch, and a terrifying monster. But I think those names sound super cool. Lily couldn't stay put in her room, so she started searching noisily around the villa, and she finally found her. My mother Martina is the most amazing woman in the world. Lily's eyes widened as she peeked from the side. Mommy is so beautiful. At that moment, Martina spotted the little sacred beast in a nearby corner. The little girl seized the moment and rushed forward to hug her. Mommy, Lily said with a bright smile. Mommy, let's do our daily thing. And Martina never refused. All right. Then the two of them started a countdown and began making funny faces at each other. At the tea table, everyone stared at the mother-daughter duo in stunned silence. Just then, Lily glanced over at the three men and asked softly, Mommy, haven't you decided who's going to be my daddy yet? Martina gave a faint smile. You mean them? But then she shook her head and explained, they're dangerous monsters and absolutely not good choices for a father. Saying that, she pulled Lily into a comforting embrace. You only need me. All I want right now is to protect you. Because in my past life, I lost this child. Martina silently held the breathless body of Lily in her arms. Her body trembled with agony. The person who appeared before her was none other than Miafield. The Empire's firstborn son, her own brother, sneered and said, during the sacred beast's incubation, you poisoned the sacred beast to death. The sacred beast is the Empire's guardian deity, so your crime is considered blasphemy. But Martina refused to accept the truth. She stubbornly argued back, I'll take care of her. I can still heal her. Just then, Lily's finger twitched, as if offering a silent comfort. Martina froze when she saw it. The little girl was covered in so much blood, so many wounds. Mommy, it hurts so much. A devastating pain pierced her heart, leaving her frozen. Miafield wasn't finished, leaning in to taunt her. The palace mages have already taken a look. Your sacred beast won't last the day. He gripped her chin hard. Martina, confess your crime. Suddenly, the door burst open and a knight rushed in breathlessly with an announcement. His Majesty the Emperor has issued a decree. Princess Martina is to be stripped of her noble status and sentenced to 100 lashes. This all seemed to be exactly what Miafield had wanted all along. Exiled to the borders of the Empire. The brutal lashes left Martina covered in wounds. She lay gasping for breath next to the sacred beast, Lily. In my past life, I was a total failure. I was branded the villainess who ruined the country. A despicable godslayer, exiled to the cold, desolate borderlands, while my brother Miafield inherited the throne. In the war for the imperial throne, my brother and I were each supposed to hatch a sacred beast. His sacred beast was born successfully, securing his right to the throne. My brother, who was always my rival, had finally won, but I absolutely refused to accept defeat. That was my resolve, even then, at the border. The border was still ablaze, but filled with determination. I was going to find a way to bring my child back to life and reclaim my inheritance. I escaped from the exiled group, was hunted down, and was even targeted for assassination by my brother's men. I fled without stopping, searching all the while. I finally found the prophet everyone spoke of. The prophet gave a gentle smile, welcoming me. Martina, you are the only one in 1,000 years to find me. Martina stood before him frantically, pleading, I beg you, prophet, to save my child. He closed his eyes and mumbled before speaking. Your courage and willpower are worthy of help, but are you willing to pay the price? His words echoed through the mountains, making the cave feel even more terrifying. Are you willing to pay with your own life, to be reborn once more? Are you willing to end your own life with your own hands to trade for the future? At that moment, Martina had nothing left to lose. Please give me a reason to believe you. Vines began to stretch out. What a cunning girl. They immediately wrapped around the box containing Lily's form. In this life, this is all you can do for yourself. So, do you agree to go to the next life? Martina's resolve was firm as she touched the sword at her hip. Please, take me. She pressed the blade to her throat, letting the blood flow, but her words grew even sharper. To a victorious future, walking under the brilliant sun at the mansion. Martina suddenly froze, her eyes widening as far as they could go. She sat up in bed and examined her body. There were no wounds. I wasn't emaciated, and my hair wasn't cut. Suddenly, Martina let out a chilling smile. I've really been reborn. Her fists clenched, itching for revenge. To all my enemies from my past life, I have returned. Just then, she looked up, bewildered. But her words grew even sharper. To a victorious future, walking under the brilliant sun at the mansion. Martina suddenly froze, her eyes widening as far as they could go. She sat up in bed and examined her body. There were no wounds. This means my child is with me. Not far from the bed, a cradle held a sacred beast's egg. This time, she held the egg even more tenderly. I got too excited. I was afraid I might drop her. After placing it back in the cradle, Martina heaved a sigh of relief, as if a heavy burden had been lifted. Seeing it, Martina immediately hugged the egg, pressing her face against it in heartache. As long as my baby is still alive, that's all that matters. The nurturing guide set up for you by the prophet has been delivered. Suddenly, a strange screen popped up, making her jump. What is this? The screen continued to display a reassuring message. Suddenly, she remembered his words. But where is the method the prophet promised for protecting my child? Second, the sacred beast is linked to the Empire's prosperity. She frowned, retorting, I already know all this. Stop talking nonsense. But just a moment later, another line of text appeared. I am the prophet's consciousness, and I will assist you in nurturing the sacred beast. First, the sacred beast and its parent share one heart and soul, replenishing the sacred beast's energy through the head of the family. Once the sacred beast has sufficient energy, it will be able to resist all types of poison. Note, the pillar of an empire, in a prosperous nation. Therefore, to raise the sacred beast to maturity, the pillar of the empire must perform a sincere kiss with the head of the family and make oral contact with a part of the patriarch's body. Hearing this, Martina felt even more dazed. So that's how it is. In my past life, I read ancient books about holy beasts. Records from over 100 years ago is an indispensable, outstanding talent. A sincere kiss is one with genuine feeling from the heart. She clutched her head, racking her brain. But a sincere kiss from the pillar of the nation is a bit hard to come by, because my reputation is absolutely terrible. Ever since I was a child, I've been fighting my brother for the inheritance, and frequently getting into public brawls in high society. My bad reputation spread far and wide long ago, and my arrogant personality has been condemned by the nobility. So no matter who it is, they would never be loyal to a princess like me. At that moment, Martina slumped over her desk trying to think of a plan, but if it's for her daughter, I will definitely change my ways. I want to become a mother who can help my daughter grow up healthy and strong, and a mother she can be proud of. I truly hope that when she's born, she can smile at me. She gently closed her eyes, imagining the scene. That would be priceless. Mommy. Suddenly, the door opened, and Louis and Lenny respectfully appeared outside the room. Good morning, Your Highness. I am here to attend to you as you wake. Your Highness, please confirm today's schedule. Martina suddenly stood up, giving them a sharp glance before replying coolly, You two, come here. This made them both tremble in fear, but they still had to agree, Yes, Your Highness. Inside, she also saw the chilling sight of them both. That's right, I'm used to facing these terrified faces. But in complete contrast to her external demeanor, she asked, as if joking, Could you two give me a kiss on the cheek? This time, both of them stood frozen in stunned silence. Then they reluctantly stepped forward to place a kiss on her cheek. Just then, a notification screen popped up. Guard Lenny has met the condition, loyal heart. But as for her personal maid Louis, this time, both of them stood frozen in stunned silence. Then they reluctantly stepped forward to place a kiss on her cheek. You two, come here. This made them both tremble in fear, but they still had to agree, Yes, Your Highness. Inside, she also saw the chilling sight. There's a spy from my brother among my attendants. In my past life, after I was exiled, Guard Lenny pleaded my innocence, and as a result was stripped of, a subordinate of my brother, and lived a life of wealth and splendor. In my past life, I was very cold to everyone around me, because I didn't know who my brother's spy was. But in this life, I can see it all clearly. Suddenly, Martina's expression changed, placing her hands on their shoulders and praising them. Thank you both for always taking care of me. Both of them were stunned and jumped, their hearts pounding. Your Highness, what are you saying? She instructed. Put the water basin down. I can handle things myself today. I'm giving you two the day off, all right? His title as a knight, forced to live as a commoner. Meanwhile, the maid Louis was married to a nobleman. My birthday wish last year was for a day off. Martina smiled sweetly and nodded. Go on, enjoy your holiday. They were both moved to tears. Oh my God, a day off. I haven't had a day off in 3 years. And it's also necessary to make the spy let her guard down. Now is not the time to expose her. Keeping her around is still useful. Guard Lenny and Louis walked side by side down the hall, in utter disbelief. Her Highness actually gave us a day off. I can't believe those words came out of her mouth. Louis nodded in agreement. It's really true. I even pinched myself. Not far ahead, they ran into Mie. What's wrong, Your Highness? Louis excitedly bragged. Sir Mie, today the princess told us to kiss her, and she even gave us the day off. The princess even smiled a few times. She looks so beautiful when she smiles. He pursed his lips and muttered, This is a little strange. Back in her room, she was still vaguely thinking everything over. Her memories from her past life helped her see many people for who they truly were. Back in her room, she was still vaguely thinking everything over. Her memories from her past life helped her see many people for who they truly were. But in my past life, suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was Mie. Your Highness, I heard you've come up with some interesting ideas again? Mie Fan, the royal secretary and Martina's childhood friend. Gentle and perceptive, a flawless secretary who had never made a mistake. As she watched him slowly walk in, she froze, muttering the familiar name, Mie. The moment she saw him, she grabbed his tie and yelled, Mie, you're still alive. Mie gently pushed up his glasses and replied respectfully, Of course I'm still alive. I apologize for failing to meet your expectations. Mie gently pushed up his glasses and replied respectfully, Of course I'm still alive. I apologize for failing to meet your expectations. He shrugged with a faint smile. I was just curious what you were up to this time, Your Highness. Princess Martina couldn't hold back her tears and sobbed, Mie! But in my past life, suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was Mie. On the road to my exile, he died protecting me, and with his last breath, he didn't forget to tell me. Run away, my princess! Martina was suddenly snapped out of her thoughts. Your Highness, I've known you for a very long time, but this is the first time I've ever seen you cry. What in the world is wrong, Martina? How could she tell him a story so unbelievable it sounded like a lie? So, she made one up. I had a dream last night that something terrible happened to you. Your Highness, what are you saying? She instructed. Put the water basin down. I can handle things myself today. I'm giving you two the day off, all right? They spent the whole afternoon making their dogs kiss, and the whole thing wrapped up with a ball. In the evening, your brother, Prince Miafield, is hosting a ball. Run away, my princess! Martina was suddenly snapped out of her thoughts. Your Highness, I've known you for a very long time. He could manage all of her schedules perfectly, and he even knew how to brew 20 different types of black tea. And if you refuse, I'll just drag you back anyway. This time, she had a plan. It was also the perfect chance to test Mie. You're teasing me again. But her next words were a stern command. If you don't kiss me, you'll lose half your salary for the month. He slowly pushed up his glasses and muttered, You've always been so stubborn. Then she pointed to her cheek. Come on, kiss me right here. Was he a pillar of the empire? Hearing this, Mia's face turned red. With that, he set aside his embarrassment and placed a kiss on her cheek. And I'll always be the one to give in to you. Martina felt a little down. He wasn't a pillar of the empire, and even though she had expected it, she still felt a little disappointed. It seems that only a powerful individual with influence over the empire would be considered a pillar of the empire. During my exile in my past life, so many talented people appeared. I can use my memories of my past life to recruit them ahead of time. With that, Martina turned away, then glanced back to ask him a question. A notification window immediately popped up. Secretary Mi Fan has fulfilled the condition. A sincere heart. Tell me today's schedule. Mir increasingly noticed how much she'd changed. She never used to listen to these things, always just acting on a whim. Your Highness, what are you saying? She instructed. Put the water basin down. I can handle things myself today. I'm giving you two the day off, all right? Martina immediately refused out of boredom. Boring, I'm not going. His voice continued. How strange. Snapping the book open, he cleared his throat. Even more boring. Not going. She recalled, shuddering at the memory, that she attended this dreadful tea party in her past life. They spent the whole afternoon making their dogs kiss, and the whole thing wrapped up with a ball. In the evening, your brother, Prince Miafield, is hosting a ball. You don't have to attend. Everyone knows about the strained relationship between you and your brother. Yes, but this time she didn't refuse. No, I want to attend this ball. Martina already knew who she was looking for. Even more boring. Not going. She recalled, shuddering at the memory, that she attended this dreadful tea party in her past life. Ryan Sidney, the young prince of the neighboring Sydney Empire, the future general, the ever-victorious dark god of war, he wasn't valued in the Sydney Empire, leaving the royal palace in his teens to travel alone. He later joined a mercenary group, which made him an even greater disgrace among the nobility. He was hired by a noble to act as a bodyguard at the ball, but he carelessly, dark god of war. But Ryan's grudge against our empire began right here, at this very ball. He was hired by a noble to act as a bodyguard at the ball, but he carelessly bumped into another noble lady. Ryan immediately offered his hand apologetically. I'm so sorry. May I help you up? This deeply disgusted and horrified her, Lady Petting shrieked, You filthy mercenary, don't touch me. My brother, in order to protect the noble lady, had Ryan thrown out of the ball. And that's when his grudge began. After recalling all this information from her past life, Martina promised herself, if I can help him through this ordeal, I might be able to earn his genuine kiss. A few years later, when the Sydney Empire and our country went to war, Ryan was recruited to return home, achieving victory after victory, and was bestowed the title, I want to attend this ball. Yes, Your Highness, as you command. The ballroom's banquet hall was already packed, with nobles from all over gathered there. Martina appeared in a splendid gown, standing all by herself. The future relationship between our two countries could also be reconciled. Then, she sat down at her desk and ordered her secretary, Mir, prepare my most beautiful gown. Can I befriend them this time? Seeing someone walk by, she casually raised a hand in greeting. Lady Sophia, it's been a while. Hearing her name called, the woman couldn't hide her fear. She could only manage a respectful curtsy to her highness. She then found another target. Hey you see me and don't even say hello? The two men awkwardly turned to greet her highness. The one standing beside them couldn't help but sneer. Your highness, you look down on us so much. So, why did you even come to a ball with us? Martina tilted her head with a playful smile. Because sometimes I enjoy watching a bunch of fools dance. Can I befriend them this time? Seeing someone walk by, she casually raised a hand in greeting. Lady Sophia, it's been a while. Can I befriend them this time? Seeing someone walk by, she casually raised a hand in greeting. Lady Sophia, it's been a while. You truly live up to your reputation, my dear sister. He immediately stepped in between them. Then, he even smiled and turned to make peace. The music has started, sir. Would you care for a dance? The other man had to swallow his anger and bow his head in thanks. Your Royal Highness, thank you for the invitation. Then he clenched his fist and stormed off. At that moment, Martina was glaring at her brother with a look of disdain. Miafield twirled a lock of his sister's hair, smirking. Don't you just hate any place I'm at? So why did you come to my ball? She nonchalantly shrugged in response. I just wanted to dance. But he, ever suspicious, didn't believe her. Dance? These people fear you. They're disgusted by you. No one wants to dance with you, so don't embarrass the royal family any further, my dear sister. Martina glanced across the crowd, and everyone was avoiding eye contact in their direction. A princess at a ball, with no one to ask her to dance. Can you imagine how humiliating the rumors would be? Miafield whispered threatening words into his sister's ear. Or you could just bow your head and beg me, and I'll dance one song with you, how about it? But Martina flatly refused. No need. Just then, a shrill scream came from the other side of the room. You filthy mercenary, don't touch me! She smirked, looking over in that direction as if she'd found a new plaything. I've found my dance partner. In the eyes of the nobility, mercenaries are nothing but dogs. Or you could just bow your head and beg me, and I'll dance one song with you, how about it? One day they'll fight for one side, and the next they could be helping another, as long as the price is right. But